Alabama's Supreme Court ruling may cause issues with fertility treatments.
The U.S. proposes another ceasefire in Gaza, trying to prevent more loss of life.
Omaha zookeepers retrieve $7 from inside an alligator.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining ntTV News at Noon. I'm Kennedy McGregor.
And I'm Drew Maurer. The U.S. is proposing a temporary ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war during the UN Security Council meeting today. An Algerian draft is also up for vote, but the U.S. plans to veto it. CNN's Nick Robertson is reporting from Tel Aviv.
What the United States is saying to support its call and its proposed Security Council resolution is saying that if there were to be a ground offensive into Rafah right now, the conditions would mean that many civilians could be killed, could be harmed, and the real possibility that people would escape over the border, meaning into Egypt. And the United States says that would impact regional security, stability, and peace.
The Israeli government has not yet responded to the U.S. resolution, but are giving Hamas until the beginning of Ramadan on March 10th to hand over hostages before starting an incursion on the ground.
A 16-year-old boy brought a gun to Mesquite Oaks Charter School Monday morning and is hospitalized in stable condition after being shot by 3 police officers. Officers were dispatched to the school around 8:45 a.m. when a student entered the office with a firearm. Administrators and officers tried to calm him down and release the firearm to de-escalate the situation, but were unsuccessful. The boy was subdued by the officers and taken into custody. It is unknown if the boy fired at the police before he was shot. Since the boy is a minor, his identity is not being released, and the reason he brought the gun to school is still undetermined. The school understands the traumatic nature of these situations and are providing counseling services for the students and staff. Additional surveillance cameras are being added to the school, and metal detectors will be installed at key entry points, as well as more security guards. There will also be a community meeting held soon.
Well, Kennedy, it's finally starting to warm up outside after a really chilly weekend, and I gotta say, I'm excited.
Yes, I'm loving it. You know, I heard our weather anchor, Jalen Tucker, is outside today. Let's check in with her and see how it's feeling out there. Jalen?
Thanks, guys. Yes, I'm here at the UNT campus right in front of the Union, and I'm out here for current conditions right now. It's 70 degrees outside. So we have students outside walking in short sleeve shirts, shorts outside, feeling pretty good, feeling like 70 with a little slight of wind, only 9 miles per hour. But as you can see, it's a very nice sunny day here in Denton today. And looking at tonight's conditions, we're only going to see a little drop, only just 68 degrees. It's going to feel like 68, but the wind's going to go up a little bit, only 10 miles per hour, but still going to be a clear night tonight. And looking at tomorrow's conditions, we're going to still see those sunny skies, 72 degrees. It's going to feel like 72, but that wind speed is going to ramp up to 60 miles per hour. So make sure you just pack a light jacket and just some shorts or some pants just to stay warm outside, guys. I'll have more on the weather later in the show, but that's all for weather for right now. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Jalen. An Alabama Supreme Court ruling has declared all embryos are children. This determination says that the embryos are entitled to all legal protections, the same as a fetus in the womb. CNN's Aubrey Spears has more.
Barbara Colora is the CEO of Resolve, the National Infertility Association, a nationwide patient advocacy organization. She says this ruling raises a lot of questions for couples who are weighing options for infertility treatment and for doctors, nurses, and staff who care for those patients.
There are also frozen embryos right now in Alabama. People who are in the midst of their IVF cycle, maybe they've done IVF and they are hoping to use those embryos for a future attempt at pregnancy. I don't really know today what the status of those embryos are and what they can do with them.
Kalora worries this could create barriers for people seeking infertility treatment, for fear that doctors and nurses won't want the possible liability.
We have this decision today, but a year from now, 2 years from now, people in Alabama are going to be diagnosed with infertility. They're going to be told that they need in vitro fertilization to have children. And then they're going to be told, oh, but you live in Alabama and we can't help you because of a Supreme Court ruling and you're going to have to go out of state. That is just not a scenario that we want to see happen, but we have a great fear that that will be.
Dr. Batros Rizik is an expert in infertility. He offers a number of fertility-related services, including IVF. He says the Alabama Supreme Court's opinion is surprising, but he's not quite convinced this will impact infertility treatments. Rizik says infertility treatment and technology in the U.S. has come a long way, but this ruling attempts to hinder or take that success back.
Who would say that somebody who drops a dish that has the embryos is killing somebody? Is this like somebody plotting to kill someone, and etc., etc.? Of course not. I mean, anybody in his right mind wouldn't say no. But at the same time, you can, argue the point they're arguing that, this is human life and whether born or unborn, etc.
The 20-22 lawsuit this results from was filed by 3 couples claiming a patient at a Mobile, Alabama infirmary destroyed their embryos. The ruling sent the lawsuit back to the Mobile Circuit Court for further proceedings.
UNT's Faculty Senate met on February 14th to discuss the proposed cancellation of Pride Week activities in Willis Library. Senate Bill 17 prohibits any universities from hosting activities that refer to race, gender, color, ethnicity, or sexual orientation. However, these restrictions do not limit coursework or academic research. Kobe Condry, a library research support and Senate secretary, said that a constituent of his enlightened him that university's academic freedom policy extends to librarians as well. This policy states that any academic freedom is essential to, quote, free search for truth and its free expression. Although this sit-down was unsuccessful, Condry said he and others will try to change the administration's view on library faculty. Coming up next, workers of America's favorite beer brewers are going on strike.
And later, how did $70 in coins end up in an alligator? Find out after the break.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike is gone.
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
Willis Library, located at the University of North Texas. It has computers, printers, and the building is open 24/7. By going online, you can book up to an hour of reserved space in one of the many private study rooms. Many of them are equipped with whiteboards, a table, and a TV to hook up to your computer. Textbooks can be checked out for free with a student ID. They also have many of these in ebook forms. This is still a library, so always remember to be quiet and respectful of other surroundings, especially in certain places where talking is not allowed. For example, the 3rd and 4th floor are completely quiet. As you can see, Willis Library has many options for students, with it offering many media sources and staying open all the time.
All right, look up here. 1, 2, 3. Mom, Dad, I got it.
You're right, Mom. I have.
I wish there was a place where I could try Union members from Molson Coors Brewery in Fort Worth are going on strike. Brewery workers and members of Teamster Local 997 began picketing outside the brewery this past Saturday and Sunday as a result of the company failing to come to terms on a new 3-year contract. The 420 unionized workers make, package, and warehouse the brewery's products. In a quote from Molson Coors spokesperson Adam Collins to WFAA, the company respects the union's right to strike, and we have strong contingency plans in place, and those plans are already well underway. The details on the brewery's latest offer remain undisclosed.
If you hold stock in Discover Financial Services, there is good news for you. Capital One Financial is set to buy Discover for an estimated $35 billion. This deal could potentially move the credit card industry, currently dominated by Visa and MasterCard. In terms of stock, Discover shareholders will receive Capital One stock at around $140 per share, as opposed to the $110.49 that they closed with on Friday. The deal is not final, however, and it is unclear when the deal will pass. Consumer groups are expected to put heavy pressure on the Biden administration to make sure that the deal is fair for consumers and for shareholders.
Well, Drew, it feels like we've been enjoying some warm weather outside, but I'm not sure about the rest of the week.
Same here. Well, lucky for us, our weather anchor Jalen Tucker has the announcement of announcements when it comes to the weather. Jalen?
Hey guys, don't fret. Actually, the weather's looking pretty nice. We're getting a little sneak peek of some spring weather. As you can see here in Denton, it's 70 degrees. In Decatur, 70. I mean, even in Graham, Texas, 74. I mean, I'm looking pretty much all over the region here in North Texas. I'm seeing nice, clear skies. I mean, in Dallas, it is 69. So it's looking pretty nice outside for all you fellow students and everything. So let's look across the entire state now. As we can see in Abilene, we're still looking at those really pretty skies. 77. In Austin, Texas, it's 71. Unfortunately, a little in El Paso, it's only 69, but still nice, pretty warm weather. And Amarillo, so a little bit up north, we're seeing 67. And even in Oklahoma City, we're seeing those 70s. And look all the way over here in Houston, 71, and even in Shreveport, 69. So they're pretty nice weather. So let's look for our 7-day weekcast. Going into tomorrow, we're going to see pretty nice sunny skies, 78 being the high, low 58. Even going into the weekend, as you can see, it's going to be 74, 69, 70. So in those upper 70s and those lows being in the 40s and 50s. Going into Sunday on a nice sunny day, 77 being the high, 56 being the low. Going in on Monday and Tuesday, we got 81 degrees being the high, 56 being the low, and then 79 being the high, and 52. So pretty much what I'm seeing is nice sunny skies here in Denton, Texas. But that's all I have for weather. Back to the desk.
Thanks so much, Jalen. Well, you've already said it, Kennedy. I wish there was a place where I could try new hobbies without wasting a ton of money.
Yeah, luckily our segment anchor Paisley McGee knows a place where you can do just that. Paisley?
Thank you guys. Over this past weekend, I went to visit South Branch Library and discovered something that will save you so much money. It will have you, your friends, and your family booking it to the public library. All right, let's take a closer look. The South Branch Library in Denton has found a way to keep visitors coming back with their neat invention called Discovery Kits. I spoke to the assistant branch manager, Fred Kamen, who told me more about the kits.
Well, back around 2018, the children's librarians had an idea that this would be a good activity to, get children interested in different things.
The Discovery Kits offer a wide range of interactive activities for all ages to enjoy. Whether you're trying to learn a language or repair a broken bike, the kits include all the supplies you need, such as flashcards, books, instruments, tools, and more. Patrons are available to check the kits out for up to 3 weeks at a time, and it's all free of charge.
You'll notice that there aren't many Discovery Kits here right now because they're so popular, but
as Fred showed me where the kits were located, we saw that all the adult Discovery Kits had been checked out. This gave a new meaning to flying off the shelf. And if you're wondering how kids have been responding to the kits, child librarian Alex Pearson had this to say.
We have a hold shelf when you walk in, and a lot of them will make a beeline and try to take them off the hold shelf because they get excited about the backpacks, and then their parents have to say, no, that belongs to someone else, we can go see what's available.
They always have a really good variety, interest for kids to adults, and yeah, we thought it was a really great offering that the library has.
If you're bored, 10 out of 10, I would recommend it.
If you want to get your hands on these exciting Discovery kits, you can visit any of the 3 library branches in Denton. The South Branch Library, which is mentioned in the video, the North Branch Library, and the Emily Fowler Central Library. They each offer unique kits ready to be explored. That's all for my story. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Paisley. Well, if you love to toss your spare change into fountains, think twice before doing so during your zoo visits. An alligator in the Nebraska Zoo received surgery to remove $70 of coins from his stomach. Experts say the coins came from the guests of the zoo, and CNN's Jordan McCarthy has more on the tale.
One of their favorite things to do is go see the white alligator.
Jordan McCarthy and his sons headed to the Omaha Henry Dorley Zoo Thursday, sights set on one specific animal. When they got into the kingdom of the night, they noticed a closed pathway and a team of veterinarians working on beloved Thibodeau.
They had to shove a tube of PVC down his throat so they could get a bunch of coins out.
Veterinarian Christina Plug says a voluntary x-ray with Thibodeau walking himself onto the plate led to the surgery.
Then we were able to identify them as coins, and we removed 70 coins from his stomach yesterday.
Plug says it's disheartening because most of those coins likely came from guests.
It's a little disheartening to see that, but I think a lot of people don't realize that doing something like this could damage an animal.
Plug says visitors likely don't realize it can be harmful to the animals, but some coins contain toxic chemicals. Part of Thibodeau's procedure included blood work.
We'll go ahead and get some baseline heavy metal blood screening to make sure that the metal that they were eating isn't anything more dangerous like lead or zinc or something like that.
They want guests to know that they have many options for that loose change that aren't an alligator's home.
We have a wishing well, and every coin that's put in the wishing well is donated to our AAZK, which is a really great organization of zookeepers.
And while they say it's a great learning opportunity for those visitors who got to see the procedure firsthand, they hope the big takeaway is keeping animals safe.
I think the zoo does a great job of keeping us protected from the animals. You know, it's nice to take my kids to the zoo so they can see the animals, but unfortunately, I think there's only so much they can do to protect the animals from us sometimes.
The zoo said, $7. Okay, guys, no, not to fret, $7, 70 coins. The zoo says all other alligators were at the zoo and they were x-rayed too. All will likely undergo the same exact operation, and they plan to now do routine x-rays from now on. Probably a good idea. A guitar stolen in 1972 has been returned to its rightful owner, but you'll never guess who it is. Find out after the break.
And I went to find out just exactly students think of UNT's changes in line with SB 17. Don't go anywhere.
What's wrong? Are you stuck in your paper?
Pretty much. I haven't written anything in like an hour.
Why don't you check out the writing center at UNT?
Well, how do I meet up with them?
All you have to do to make an appointment is visit the Writing Center's website and either call the number or email writingcenter@unt.edu. The appointment is 30 minutes long, and the trained tutors will be able to help with brainstorming, correcting grammar, ensuring clarity, and a wide range of services. They also do walk-in appointments.
That sounds awesome. I'm gonna check them out.
So, when's this paper due?
30 minutes.
For more information, visit the UNT Writing Center's website.
Yeah, it's 6 pages.
Hey Alex, this guy on the internet says he wants to give me money.
That sounds suspicious.
What do you mean?
Typically, strangers who promise you money on the internet have their own best interest in mind. They often use bounced checks, which will disappear shortly after depositing, but not before they've asked for some money in return.
So he doesn't really want to spoil me?
No.
Well, then what should I do?
The best way to handle it is to block and report the suspicious message, or even consult local law enforcement if you've already fallen victim.
So I guess we aren't going to Key West for spring break.
No.
There's no harm in wanting to have fun while in college, but it's easy to lose track of how much you've had. Apps like Drink Control and Alkadroid can help keep track of your consumption and blood alcohol levels. If you or someone else does drink too much, the signs of alcohol poisoning are as follows: pale skin, vomiting, confusion, low body temperatures, irregular breathing, blacking out, and is hard to wake up or cannot be woken up.
Dude, are you okay? Hey, what's wrong? Wake up.
It's an exciting time of year, but it's important to be responsible. If you suspect someone is suffering from alcohol poisoning, get help immediately. You will not get in trouble for seeking help if you are underage. For more info and resources, go to UNT's Division of Student Affairs.
Well, this semester, you may notice a difference in spaces centered around identities, be it ethnic, gender, sexual orientation, or a number of others. Senate Bill 17, which was passed last June, took effect this January, eliminating all offices such as the Multicultural Center and the Pride Alliance that cater to diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Established in 1995, the Multicultural Center at UNT was a space for minority students to connect and engage. However, following the recent passage of Senate Bill 17, the space is transformed to the Center for Belonging and Engagement to be compliant with state law.
Respectfully, I actually dislike the change so much. The Multicultural Center was a beacon for all minority students, and having this space taken away from us put us in a predicament of where we don't have anywhere to go, and now we have to figure out how do we walk into a space and make it our own again. And I think that's something that we commonly are faced with, the challenges of trying to find our own spot, and right now we don't really have that spot because it's so corporate, if that makes sense.
Luckily, there's still some staff members, some familiar faces from both the spaces now in this new office, and that's been really helpful. They definitely have been very supportive in terms of just making sure that the transition has been easier. But in terms of everything else, it's been obviously different.
That's one thing I will say about the Center of Belonging and Engagement. We did gain a lot more like physical things. So like we got a new couch and we got more of like the self-care like things. But one thing that the Multicultural did provide was more mental support.
It was honestly dehumanizing because it made me start thinking about how we live in a space, we live in a state who prioritizes wanting to attack the expression of marginalized communities. So much hurt, so much disheartenment happened over legislation, and the legislation was way more damaging than I think encouraging or empowering for any of us.
The CBE is located in Union 335. With ntTV, I'm Kennedy McGregor.
The Center for Belonging and Engagement is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. in Union 335. The CBE continues to celebrate nationally recognized heritage months, such as the current Black History Month, with certain programming available. This past week, there was a heartfelt reunion over half a century in the making. Our segment anchor, Jordan Benavides, has the story. Jordan?
Thank you, Kennedy. After a 6-year search, a historic guitar has been reunited with its famous owner. Paul McCartney's famously stolen bass guitar has been found after being missing for 52 years. The Hofner violin bass, which was purchased for only $38, was the first bass owned by the Beatles star. It was used to make their first 2 albums, which include some of their best hits. In 2018, an executive from guitar company Hofner began a search for the missing instrument and later discovered it was stolen from a van in London in 1972. However, it wasn't until recently that the son of the man that stole the guitar provided more information. The family was able to provide pictures to confirm the guitar does indeed belong to McCartney. While there are minor damages, the guitar is capable of being fully restored. McCartney left a message on his website about the guitar, stating he is very grateful to all involved. Now that's all I have today. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jordan. Now, Drew, did you see how many points were made in the NBA All-Star game?
I did. Oh my gosh, it was a crazy one, and I was cheering for our Dallas Maverick, Luka Doncic, to go off. He didn't really go off, but he had 7, 7, and 7, so that's pretty cool. Now let's take it to our sports anchor, Trey Francis, to tell us more about this crazy game. Trey?
That's right. The big game featured absolutely no defense, but I guess that's what brings all the excitement. When we come back, I'll recap the game, the Stars overtime thriller, and the Rangers spring training, so don't go anywhere.
Good evening. My name is Amanda Hasbell, and I'm joining you here today in the Union Parking Garage. Today we're going to be going over how to drive safely in the parking garage. Let's go see. Oh my God! Oh my God! This girl just got hit by a car. Let's go see what happened. Ma'am, are you okay? Are you okay?
Did you see that lady hit me with a car?
Yeah, we did. I got it all on video.
Oh my God.
Let's go over here and talk about how we can prevent that.
Yeah, not the hospital.
Well, right now we're going to ask you a couple questions on how we can drive safely in the parking lot. What are ways that we can be aware of our surroundings?
Oh, we can look both ways.
Jenna, also, how about putting the distractions away?
Yes, just like our phones, turning our music down, and also not focusing on our passengers.
Where can you get information on how to get a parking pass?
Transportation.unt.edu.
If you park in a garage, make sure you pay on the app or look for further instructions on how you should pay.
And remember, no pass, no park. Let's all try to keep our mean green community safe.
Remember, we're all in this together.
Drive safe.
It was quite the hoop fest at NBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis, home of the Indiana Pacers. It was back and forth early as Tyrese Halliburton splashes one deep in front of his home crowd. On the very next offensive play, he hits one fading away in the corner. Now, you can't have an All-Star game without Giannis Antetokounmpo slamming one home for his team, and his teammates were sure loving that. And for the West, it was LeBron James getting to the rim with a big dunk, and he finished the night with only 8 points. But the night was centered around Damian Lillard as he throws one up from 3 from the logo, and later he sunk one from half court. Lillard was named MVP after finishing with 39 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds as he leads Team East in a record-breaking 211-186 win over the West. And now the Dallas Stars continued their road trip in Boston as they faced off against the Bruins. The Stars let one in early from Bruins Jesper Boquist, but the Stars had an answer, and that answer was the kid, Wyatt Johnston. He tied it up at 1 apiece off the assist from Thomas Harley and Jamie Benn. It was a thrilling game that was back and forth as the Stars managed to put up one early in the second off a wrist shot from defenseman Ryan Suter. Just as the Stars thought they had the game won, the Bruins put up a goal late with 1 minute left to tie that up. No goals in overtime, so to the shootout it went. And after 9 rounds, yes, I said 9 rounds of shootout, Charlie McAvoy scores for the Bruins and puts the Stars away with a score of 4-3. The Stars look to bounce back tonight when they take on the New York Rangers. And now we know the Rangers are gearing up for spring training, and there's one player out there, Evan Carter. He held a camp to help teach youth kids just how to be the next champ. And I got a chance to go out to this camp. Let's check it out.
2023 World Series champion Evan Carter made a big impact for the Texas Rangers last season, and now he is making a big impact in his community.
It's really cool to kind of start setting my roots down a little bit here in the Dallas area and getting to get out here and interact with some of the local fans and the kids and, you know, kind of show my love for baseball with them.
Carter held his first ever baseball camp at Fort Worth Christian School, giving out tips and hands-on instruction.
It's going to be something for them. I hope that they, you know, learn something today and, you know, come out of it with more love for baseball.
All right, are we ready to play some baseball? All right.
Due to rain, 300 plus kids are packed into this gym right here, but that didn't stop them from bringing their excitement and enthusiasm. Evan next week will join his teammates in Surprise, Arizona for his first Major League spring training, and he hopes this excitement continues.
It's exciting. Like you said, it's right around the corner. It was a quick off season for a good reason, but you know, I'm ready to get going again, ready to play, so you get a little bit anxious, but I'm excited.
In North Richland Hills.
He's better than me.
For ntTV News, I'm Trey Francis.
Now, I got to say, those kids were a lot better than me, and we might be seeing them on TV one day as a future champion. Now, that's all I've got for sports. Now back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Trey. Well, a heartwarming story as a dog found it with its snout zip tied shut was rescued by a police officer who then adopted him. This heartwarming interaction was, of course, caught on body cam. CNN's Jeremy Roth tells the touching story.
Watch police officers in Indiana help a dog that was a victim of a cruel act.
He's got a zip tie tight around his mouth.
South Bend officers found the Doberman with its snout fastened shut with a zip tie. The dog was understandably frightened and was standoffish until Officer Stephanie Northcutt approached it with a very gentle manner. After gaining the dog's trust, the other officers were able to move in and remove the fastened zip tie, freeing the doggo.
You're so pretty. You're so pretty.
Now, here's where this good news story gets even better. Officer Northcutt was so enamored with the dog named Zeus, she had him spend time with her own dogs and then decided to make it official, adopting him into her own family. It's not every day you get to go home with your hero, but this canine-loving cop has now rescued this lucky dog twice.
Wow, that was just so touching, Kennedy. I mean,
it warms my heart.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for watching ntTV News at Noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 and tomorrow at noon here on North Texas Television.